Hey Run Junkies, it is already Wednesday and I'm getting ready for a busy weekend at the shop. I've already gotten 2 runs in this week. I've been keeping up with my steps, so I just hit my 7-day step streak, which is awesome. But I have to go into the shop today because I have to call all of my students and just make sure that they have everything they need and all that great stuff. Garage door opening now. The point is, I'm headed to the shop, probably gonna run a couple of other errands, and I will see you in a few minutes. A couple of other things that are happening this week as far as the training goes. I am back in it. It is all speed work and medium to long runs from here until wine and dine, but I've got a couple of stepping stones between now and then. So we have the Fortitude 10K, which is coming up in September, and that's the first part of September. And then we have Beat the Blurch half marathon right after that, maybe 10 days after that. The challenge though with teaching on a scuba weekend is that it messes with my long run. And you know, it's hard enough, you guys probably understand, it's hard enough to get a long run in, right? My long runs at this point are, you know, between 8 and 10 miles. It's not a big deal, but I still have to move it around. I just can't get up early enough on a scuba weekend when I'm that tired and do a full 8-mile run before I come in and teach all day. So I move my long runs to Friday. And that can be a challenge, but as long as I know it's coming, like, okay, it's Wednesday. I actually take the next 2 days and make sure I have all my ducks in a row so I can get my long run in Friday before I teach all weekend. And then it's done. So, because teaching takes a lot out of you. Now that that's done, the next thing on my list that I've kind of been putting off, but I'm really excited about it, I am headed back up to Stapleton, back up to my neighborhood, because we have a brand new running store up there now. So up until this past May, we haven't had a running store really anywhere in the neighborhood, anywhere in the area. So that is where I'm headed next, Runner's Roost, Stapleton. I'm about to go into a running store. This could be bad. Okay, so Noon now makes this bulk stuff. So it's 1 scoop and that's your 16 ounce, and it still effervesces, I would assume, but I'm looking forward to trying this stuff. I also found a new type of gel, and I'm hoping that by the time you guys see this, you will have seen this on my live show. I want to talk about this stuff. This is all natural energy, so this is raspberry, 100% all natural, gluten-free, vegan-friendly, and then it's got chia seeds in it. So it's a bit kinder, I think, to your GI. And that is a good thing. I haven't actually tried this stuff yet. I might try it on my long run this coming week. So I'm looking forward to this. This is Huma. And they had a variety of flavors. I got raspberry and strawberry. They had a bunch of different flavors. So I'm gonna try that. And I will report back and let you guys know how that tastes. Thursday morning, I am out for my morning walk and getting my steps in before the day gets started. I have to kind of crunch down my week a little bit because I am headed to the dive shop, which is fine, but I'm also adding more into my week that is kind of unscheduled and not planned for in the recovery times and such that I need. We have had 30 consecutive days of 90-degree temperatures with barely a drop of rain. What I've been doing is riding with my son, riding my bike with my son down to his camp. In the morning I'll ride him down, and in the afternoon at 3 o'clock, when it's probably the hottest part of the day, 3 o'clock I'll ride down and bring him back. And believe it or not, even that 20 minutes twice a day will add to you know, your physical load, your physical, the wear and tear on your body. So if you're not incorporating that into your plan and you kind of say, well, that doesn't count, it does count. So that's what's been happening around here. I'm a few blocks from home. I do about 3.5 miles on my non-running days just to get my steps in. It doesn't get all of my steps in, but you know, it gets probably 75% of them, which is good. So getting the day started off right. It's early. It's 5 o'clock. I've got 8 miles. It's already warm. It's already humid, which is weird for Colorado. Sun will be up in half an hour. I'm gonna get this done. I always feel better when I start running. All right, I'm out. Done 3 miles. It's about 40 minutes so far. It's been a long time to warm up this morning, but I am trying Huma Energy Gel raspberry flavor. All right, let's try this. Don't throw anything on the ground. Leave no trace. Oh, that is good. We have a winner. I may be a convert. Oh, but this is good stuff. Ooh, that's tasty. Okay, so everything you guys just saw so far, I meant to put up in a weekend update last weekend, along with quite a bit of other clips and things. I had some trouble with my iPhone audio, so that didn't happen. Also, the weekend got away from me. Teaching scuba takes a lot out of me, and by the time I hit Sunday evening, I am done and I am down for the count. I even flipped around some workouts this week. I did a walk on Monday morning instead of my normal Monday morning run, and then I pushed that Monday run to Tuesday. Scuba just raises my heart rate, and it's dehydrating, and it's a lot of work. So I need to take a couple of days to recover from teaching all weekend. But here is what has been going on in my world since then. I did get back on track. It's still pretty crazy around here because actually tomorrow, which is Friday the 20th, I'm leaving for Wisconsin. We're all headed out to visit family this week, and I'm basically taking a break from packing so I can get this to you guys. But a lot has happened with my training over the last couple of weeks. And as I mentioned, the speed work is back, so I'm adding 1 or 2 speed workouts into my regular running plan throughout the last couple of weeks. Notable workouts from the last couple of weeks include last Friday's 8-miler, which was my long run. And then again on Wednesday, I had my first interval run in a long time. It was 4 by 800s at what I would consider to be a goal 10K race pace. Now, I was a little conservative on this when I actually programmed the Garmin because I didn't want to go out too hard. I knew it was going to be warm, and I didn't want to completely miss the goals. So I programmed those 800s at about 10 minutes to 10:30 miles, which actually was fantastic. I felt really good, surprisingly so. I was able to hit those paces and actually beat them throughout the entire workout. And how I felt on Wednesday morning was quite surprising because after teaching all weekend, I thought I was not going to be ready for that workout, but I was hitting sub 10-minute miles on all of those intervals. And like I said, the heat and humidity have shown up, and I didn't want to push myself too far and too hard and not be able to achieve those speed goals because of the heat and humidity. I just wanted to be realistic of what I could accomplish given those factors. But like I said, I was able to hit faster than the programmed paces, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. And it gives me a good benchmark going into August when I'm in the final phases of the Fortitude 10K training. And my Achilles is feeling better too. I've been taping my left ankle, and that's been fine. When I tape it, it doesn't bother me. And frankly, I probably could go without it. I'm I'll tell you why. The reason is the PT is definitely working. I'm doing a lot of calf raises and a ton of foam rolling. It's making all the difference in the world, and I'm definitely feeling an improvement in that. Also, I'm still rocking my steps goals. As I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, I'm letting Garmin and their algorithm kind of tell me what my steps goal for the day is going to be, and it keeps going up. Currently, it has me up over 11,000 steps every day, and I have hit my goal or exceeded it for 16 days straight. I'm shooting for 30. I'll let you know how it goes. And lastly, earlier this week, I attended a webinar called Perform Like a Mother. A couple of weeks ago, I told you about this seminar that I went to at the retreat, and it was Dr. Justin Ross, who is a sports psychologist. He led this webinar. It was about an hour and a half, all about high performance goal setting and how to kind of get out of our own way when it comes to setting those goals and being realistic in those goals, but also to set those goals that might scare you a little bit. There is a thought process and a method behind goal setting. And coming up in August, I do want to kind of dive into what I learned from that webinar. So please subscribe. You don't want to miss that. I do have to get back to packing, but here is what's coming up next week. As many of you know, Run Disney opened registration for Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend, and that has just incited a ton of new conversations on my Facebook pages, many of them surrounding proof of time. I won't be at Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend in 2019, but I do have some personal experiences and some tips and some thoughts about how you can approach and handle your proof of time submission. So that will come up on Tuesday, and I will be back here next weekend, hopefully with some highlights and great stuff from my week at the lake. I still plan on getting in a lot of runs and probably one really big day. I also dusted off the old GoPro Hero 3 and I charged all the batteries, and frankly, I don't remember how this thing works. But it'll be kind of fun. My question for you today is this: did you register for Walt Disney World, any of the events at Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend? And if so, how did it go? I saw quite a bit of news and crazy that was going on today throughout the registration process. Did you get registered? Let me know in the comment section down below, and that's also where you can leave questions for me. Maybe I will answer those questions in a future video, but that is it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go find your awesome. Until next time, happy running.